In this video, I want to have a look at solving two-step equations. So to solve equations, we need to manipulate our equation so that we have the pronumeral alone on one side of that equal sign. And the way we do that is by thinking of those backtracking diagrams that we were talking about in the last video and undoing things by doing the inverse or the opposite operations. So with this one here, the first thing we're going to get rid of is that plus 5. So to get rid of a plus 5, we do the opposite. So we're going to subtract 5 from both sides of that equation. So I'm just writing out my working out in pink there. But what that'll leave us here, if we subtract that 5, we'll just be left with the 2a on that side of the equation. And over here, we've got 7 minus 5 will leave us with 2. So then we're still trying to get rid of this 2. So at the moment, that's a 2 times a. So to get rid of the 2, we're going to divide by 2. And we also have to do that to the other side of the equation. So we're going to be left with a equals, well, 2 divided by 2 just gives us 1. Let's have a look at the next one as well. So we've got 6x minus 4 equals minus 22. So in this one, we're going to get rid of that minus 4 first. We're going to do that by adding 4 to both sides of the equation. So on this side, that'll just leave us with our 6x. And on the right-hand side here, we've got minus 22 plus 4 will give us minus 18. Then we're still trying to get rid of this 6 times x. So we're going to divide both sides of that equation by 6. So that'll just leave us with x equals, now minus 18 divided by 6 will give us minus 3. All right, our third example, it looks a little bit different because we've got our constant number here and we've got our variable over this side, but it still works exactly the same way. This 8 is a positive 8, so to get rid of it, we're going to subtract 8. We have to do the same thing to the other side as well, which will leave us with 3w equals 15. And then to get rid of that 3, we're going to divide both sides of the equation by 3. So that will leave us with w equals 3. No, it won't. It'll leave us with w equals 5. All right, one last example. So this one says 2 minus 5p equals minus 33. So the first thing we're going to get rid of is this 2. Now that 2, even though there's a negative here, that negative belongs with the 5. That 2 is still a positive 2. So to get rid of it, we're going to subtract 2 from both sides of that equation. Over here, we're still going to be left with this minus 5p. And over here, we're going to have minus 33 minus 2 will give us minus 35. Now to get rid of this and leave our p just on its own, we need to get rid of that minus 5, which is multiplied by the p. So we're going to divide by that whole minus 5. So that will leave us with p equals, now minus 35 divided by minus 5 will give us an answer of positive 7. Now don't forget that you can always check all of those answers by substituting your answer back into the original equation and making sure it makes sense. But that's a quick look at two-step equations.